What's up, guys? Welcome back to a live show. It's been over 2 weeks. Julian filled in and gave it a go, but I fell for him because he was on his own talking about nothing. If we're being completely honest, but I want to give him some credit because he did step in and he did bail me out because Wi-Fi in Italy is as bad as the club. It's horrible at this moment in time. So I couldn't do any live shows, but I will be back this month because we have almost a full month of the window, about like a solid 4 weeks, with a lot of things that need to be done. But will they be done? Well, that's the question. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what's next because we sold Timothy Weah. With me, Norbert, Malik. How are you guys? How are you guys doing after a month or so?
All good, all good. I was on a holiday as well. I'm coughing since a few weeks now, so it's awesome. But other than that, all is good, and can't wait to see the final few weeks of this wonderful mercato. And lots of things to be done, and let's see how much are gonna be done.
No holidays for me yet. So give me 2-3 more weeks and I'll be free. I'm just finishing up the dissertation. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm done for now. Let's see if something opens up in a couple of weeks or so, a month or so. But yeah, a lot of things that we didn't talk about. Actually, like I say a lot of things, but a lot of things that didn't happen probably we need to talk about, and things that did happen. I want to keep the transfer talk, or it will come up, I guess. But I want to talk about yesterday. I'm not sure if anyone watched the game of you two. It was very early. It was like 11 a.m. I watched it
watched it.
because I just came back. Like I just literally came back, took a shower, and turned the game on. That's how I watched it. Um, if Malik, you didn't watch it, you didn't miss anything really. If somebody asked me what did I miss, well, just put up a replay of any match we played in the last 2-3 months, and that's a recap, I guess. And I want to ask a simple question before we move on to dive into it a little bit more. Preseason games, because that's always the big discussion. Like, what does preseason mean, good or bad? My stance is like the score doesn't matter. Like the game yesterday, we should have won like 6-3. Like some of the chances we missed, and it was a bit ridiculous. But still, I don't care about the result. I care more about the performances and do I see any changes, good or bad? And my takeaways, I've seen nothing improved. Like I've seen the obvious things, and for me, it's like the obvious things. They're not coachable. Like coaching is not the best, and we know that because Tudor, wow, it's not one of the best coaches out there. But the things that bother me the most, you cannot coach out of the team. That's how I view it. But Norbert, you watched the game, so you
Yeah,
let me know. What do you take away of? I don't know, like meaningless game, whatever. But what do you take away from it?
yeah. Preseason is good to raise the fitness level, to practice new things, to have a better cohesion between the players. And for me personally, I like to see who is good and who is bad. And nothing changed. The Cope Miners is still bad. It was the first preseason game, but like, come on. I don't think he's gonna change, but let's see. And Kelly is crazy, and of course Kalulu. So yeah, for me, you can clearly see who is good and who is bad on the field, and that's what I was watching. I didn't expect anything else. Maybe a couple of goals from David, but yeah, it was the first preseason. Come on, they're training for 2 weeks. If anyone expects anything more after such a season and 2 weeks of training, then yeah, it's let's see how is it next week against Dortmund, if anything changes, but I don't think so.
Malik, you didn't watch the game, but like I don't think it really matters. If the question is, do you think the biggest issue the last 9 games plus the World Cup games, was it 4 games or 5 games? No, 4 games. Do you think the biggest issue was coaching when it comes to like key positions on the field, like key things that stop us from being a very good club? Do you think coaching is the main solution to it?
Uh, Coaching is a part of it, but I don't think it's the biggest component of it. It's definitely the quality of the squad and the mentality some of these players have. I didn't watch the game yesterday. Thank goodness. I chose to play football instead. And I'm grateful. But yeah, it's been an issue we've had over the last season. It's ever so with Motto as the coach, we had the same issues. Tudor was the coach, we had the same issues, and they're not flawless coaches, but the same issues are still there, and that just tells you that the story is bigger than just coaching. So
I mean, backstage, you guys were talking about Kalulu, or somebody brought it up. I heard it before I jumped in, about mistakes and all those things. And he is making mistakes. Like even yesterday, at the end of the day, I saw people blaming Locatelli and Di Gregorio. He played a ridiculous ball out, and it is what it is. But my stance on it, like the backline is the biggest issue. I had that debate with somebody in the comment section saying that I'm too negative because we have a lot of defenders, but the point is we have no good defenders. I think that's the biggest. Like you can have 50 players. If none of those 50 are good enough, what does it mean having 50 players? The fact that the club is banking their hopes on Bremer staying fit, who looks rusty, which is normal, by the way. And I saw reports saying, well, Cabal is the left-sided center back that's going to save us. I'm like, I've never seen it with my own eyes. So how do I need to believe that he's going to save us after such an injury? Like he's out longer than Bremer. He's going to be out longer than Bremer. Like how can you bank your hopes on that? And then comes the topic of players like Rugani and Kostic, who are still at the team, and they're clearly, when I say clearly, it's clear like as they're not good enough. And forget, if you never watched Kostic or Rugani play, just look at their resume, especially Rugani. Like we want to win. I think fans want to win. But when I look at Rugani and Nice said no thanks, Cagliari said no thanks, Ajax said no thanks, and I watch a lot of Ajax, and in big games he was shocking. Like it was so bad. In games he got subbed at halftime. It was that bad. And people are telling me, oh, you're negative. He's actually a very good defender. No, he's not. If he's a good defender, he wouldn't be moved out on loan every single year. And even if we moved him out on loan, the teams we moved him out to were like, we're keeping you. Like, we're keeping you. How is that good enough for us? That I don't understand. I don't understand. And it's like, oh, he's fifth option. He's not going to play a lot. He is. Like, he is going to play a lot. And the games he's going to play is going to cost us. I said yesterday, backup players should come in and change the game. That's what backup players are for. Come on and make a difference. The game is, tied, whatever, or there's an injury, but still make a difference. These players will make a difference, but not for us. They will make a difference for the opposing team. Like, it's going to happen. Kostic, he's a good backup. No, he's not. Like, he's not a good backup. Like, I don't know what I don't know what people are watching. Even yesterday, it's the same Kostic. He just puts in random crosses. That's it. Rugani is the same guy. He can defend. He can defend. There will always be good games from Kostic. There will be, if you bring Alexandro back, he will have a good game once in a while. It's normal. But consistency, impossible. So, Norbert, you watched that game. And my feeling is, if Kostic stays and Rugani stays, they're going to play quite a lot of games. I don't know how you view it. You're going to play more games that a lot of people are thinking they would. That's how I'm looking at it. And it's going to
Yeah,
cost us.
especially for sure, especially if Kelly is thinking out the place, and Tudor will look around in the locker room, who's capable of doing this job, and Rugani will be there. And I'm not sure if I want to see him play 10 plus games this season, and I feel like he will. because we are in Champions League, we are in every competition. Wait, we're not in the Super Coppa, right? Thank God. That's good.
No, yeah,
So
thank
at
God.
least, yeah, at least that. But yeah, and oh my God, Kostic and Kelly on the left side. Oh my God,
Yeah, that was unwatchable.
that's oh my God, that was super scary. That was the scariest probably the entire game.
That was bad.
Yeah, so I agree with you. They're gonna play. If they stay, they're gonna play a lot of games. I think 10 plus games, to be honest. Because it's a
This
three-man
comment from
defense.
Nino. Yeah, it is like the backline. I want to talk about the formation next, but this comment says that they don't agree. We need some depth. I agree. Like you need, but that speaks for himself. You need a bench. Like that's obvious. Especially if we want to compete in the league, Coppa Italia, and Champions League, we have to have moments to get our starters some rest. I agree with that. You need depth. But my point is, the moment you're going to do that, you're going to lose these games. You're not like it's impossible. If like you said, Norbert, and you rest players 10 games in the league throughout the season, and you bring in players like Kostic and Rugani, they're going to cost you games. It's going to happen. Like that's so my point is always been move these players out so you can improve the starting 11 already and have the players who are starting right now be on the bench who are better than the players we're talking about right now. For example, you sell Rugani and Kelly, you bring in a defender, and Kalulu is your backup player. I'm more at peace with that thought, and that goes for the midfield as well. You know, like you move out players like McKenna, you play too many games, you bring in a better player, and you have somebody else on the bench coming. I will be more at peace with that if I have a Locatelli coming off the bench, you know, not then a McKenna coming off the bench. That's how I'm viewing it. And I know it's impossible to change another 20 players, but you need to start at one point. Rugani and Kostic are free agent. I'm scared of what's going to happen with those contracts. I'm actually fearful. I don't know about you, Malik, but for me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, they're going to get an extension for a season or so. It's going to happen. If they're staying, they're going to get extended. How is that good business?
I hope not, but I see where you're coming from, though. And yeah, there's one thing about having depth, but you know, when the depth doesn't have quality, then you just end up over time having a degraded starting 11 due to injuries. So yeah. And Kostic and Kelly are definitely, Kostic and Rugani are definitely going to play loads of games this season, especially considering the fact we play a back three and we need more defenders.
Norbert, do you think the backline needs to change, formation needs to change? Excuse me, because that was also a talking point yesterday.
I don't care about the formation, to be honest. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. We need quality first, and the backline is crying for help for a few years now, and especially, and I am crying for help for sure for a year at least. And last year we had the chance, I feel, but we got Douglas Luiz. And I know it's easy to say hindsight, but you know, we just said we need a defender, and we got Douglas Luiz. So
we've been saying we need a defender for the last 2 seasons, though. So like we all knew it was just Bremer was our only really good defender, and we needed someone to complement him. Ideally, a ball-playing center back. Calafiori was right there. Granted, is injury prone in hindsight and whatnot, but you know, it just makes you frustrated. Just like
one thing,
you just think of it. So.
One thing I'm thinking about is, okay, a four-man defense maybe it would be better because one less bad player would be on the field at all times. Because you know, I don't know, like
well, that's bad
I'm
in
saying
itself.
something.
I thought.
Yeah, like
I agree, but
it's sad. Yeah. But I would say like whatever, Bremer and Gatti in the middle, and then Kalulu on the right, Cambiasso on the left, or something like that. It's, you know, it's at least we don't have to watch Kelly, for example.
But that's
anyone
a back three of Kalulu, Bremer, and Gatti, you know. So that's the thing.
Does anyone agree with this comment?
With like two wingers and like say 4-2-3-1, you might need to reintroduce Nico Gonzalez, which I don't want to think about. So
yeah.
Forgot. I wanted to go to Nico in a bit later, but does anyone, because we're talking about Kelly, agree with this comment? saying that he's overhated. Basically, needs to be given a proper season. He didn't have continuity in the Prem, which I think is for a reason, and he was forced to adapt the Serie A midway. He's been decent in 8 to 10 games for us, but now that's crazy because that's basically all the games he played, I guess. No, he's not. I don't need decent. We have decent. Decent is not going to win us anything. Like if decent is going to win us, if decent is winning you stuff, then well, teams like Udinese will be winning shit stuff. Excuse me, every single season. They have decent players. I don't need decent. He can't defend. Like, he just can't defend. I'm sorry. Like even yesterday, a simple cutback, and he was almost like the Continental says, just on the streets. He was on the street almost. Like it's ridiculous. Like he cannot defend. Like I'm being very nice. He's bad at defending, and he's a defender. He cannot defend. Like I don't get it. Even when it comes to what was it? It was a player, Zeno de Bast from Sporting, because I told somebody he's the Belgian Gatti because he cannot defend. And somebody tagged me in his ball playing ability. I'm like, I said he cannot defend. I don't care. He can play out with the ball. He cannot. He's a defender. He cannot defend. Like these defenders we have, they cannot defend. So when it comes Kelly, is he overhated? No, it's just a standard. He's not good enough. And he's not the only one, by the way, but he's playing so well. We're just going to talk about Kelly, and he wasn't playing for Newcastle for a reason. And Newcastle were playing players out of position on top of him, like over him. They had so many injured players. They were playing midfielders at the back at times to avoid playing Kelly. Like, I don't know what to tell you if that happens. He's not good, period. Point blank. I'd rather play Gatti. Gatti. And I don't rate Gatti, but he's a better defender than Kelly. And that says a lot because I don't think Gatti is very good at defending as well. But yeah, I don't think Kelly is overhated, in my opinion. Kelly will vindicate Juntili in the long term. Hot take. I mean, that's not a hot take. That's it's a burning. I don't know. Like that's that's an infernal take.
Hopefully at Palace and not at Juve. So.
I would agree with that. Saying, unfortunately, the depth was the starters last season. I think we need to stay healthy. That's going to be important. Also, main issue is the lack of a box-to-box playmaker. Angelo Stiller. Yeah, it's never going to happen, unfortunately.
I like yeah, unrealistic.
I think everyone wants him. Everybody was hyped when Conte was almost back. He plays the same formation as Suder. Maybe decline us because of the players. I think it was more about players. I think it was just who the hell is in charge. And probably also players knowing that he was not going to get the money or the changes he probably wanted in the squad. I will say the changes. Moving out a lot of players. Like it's obvious right now we're not moving out a lot of players. And Comoli was very open with that and transparent, saying players need to leave. I don't think... Well, Norbert, do you think it's a money problem or it's more of we have too many players and we actually need to move them out before we can do anything?
So I always said that I think realistically we have more money than last summer. We just because of what Giuntoli did with the books. Guys, I love the books, but we just have way too many players. We have 32 now that were left, right? So. We need to get rid of another 7 or 7 players, and it's just there's no point bringing in players if we can get rid of the rest. So yeah, realistically, I can see. I'm not sure what happened with my camera, but 3-4 players leaving, not more, and yeah, let's see if we can actually. Bring in players because we desperately need.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the second one because the books have been balancing for the last few years, as Norbert said, and we've made some sales this summer, so there's some income, and lots of them were like for Plus Valenza. Both Wea and Bangula were for profit, so that's clean money, and it's just that you can name a good 5-6 players that we just need to sell first, and then be able to buy, because that's what Komoli said anyway the other day. He said, "Oh, well, we need to sell players for the right prices, and if a market opportunity comes, if someone leaves, we'll replace them." But yeah, like players like Vlahovic, Rugani, Kostic, McKenna, these players just need to be gone before we could just sign anyone, and that's easier said than the Arthur as well. I forgot he existed. Um, yeah, it's easier said than done because most of these players are on massive contracts, which other clubs reasonably won't be willing to pay. And yeah, it's a mess we kind of created for ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Komoli came in and he found the mess. So I mean, I maybe I've been harsh on Komoli, but I've been harsh on certain links from good sources where I'm like, that is an issue. I'm not being harsh on him on "Oh, you cannot sell all these players because it's difficult. Nobody's gonna give us the value we need for certain players because well, we do not rate them. How do you think other clubs would rate him? Like if, for example, we don't like Nico Gonzalez. We don't think he's good enough, whatever. And then an offer comes in from, I don't know, Atletico Madrid 25. Can we really sit here and be like, oh, you need to get 37? You're not gonna get 37 because we pay too much, and he's been bad over a year. So I mean, I think it's already a miracle we got more for Timothy Weah, to be honest, because he came in, got injured at
Pretty
the
good
beginning.
deal.
When he plays, like for me, he's not bad, he's not good, he's out there. That type of player. So does he add anything bad to the team? No. Does he add anything negative to the team? Not really, but he's just out there. And many times I didn't even know he was out there. So that's a player that is not going to win you stuff. It's not going to help you to win stuff. And he got more money out of it than I would believe. First, there was talks about when he was going to Nottingham Forest. I was like, it's Premier League. You need to get the best out of it, more out of it. And it was like 12 initial thought. I was like, that's too low. It's a Premier League. Then it was Marseille. I'm like, and people come with Bangula. Werder Bremen do not have a lot of money. Like we can think if that was the only offer he got, and you do not rate Tudor doesn't rate him as a player, and the club doesn't really rate him as a player, are you gonna tell Bremer pay us 20? Bremer don't have that money, so keep him Bangula at that point. So that's maybe a different situation. But for example, Vlahovic, Milan want Vlahovic, they're offering all these players. No, you pay 20 million because we know you have the money. You're almost offering 35 for Yashari from Bruges. So you have the money to pay the transfer fee for Vlahovic. Like you played your hand. We've seen you got that money. You're gonna need to pay that money. That's how I'm looking at it. For Timothy Weah, I mean, he has two offers, Nottingham Forest and Marseille. And with all due respect, we're talking about Timothy Weah. There's no potential. There's no upside on that player. It's just like I said, like he's out there, and yeah, I mean, a club can like him, but I don't think any clubs looking at Timothy Weah will be like, oh, it's going to be the difference from us doing fifth place to competing. Like he's not that type of player. So I don't have an issue with that, but offloading certain players, well, it's going to be difficult. We paid too much. Some of these are
Yeah.
on ridiculous wages. That is also an issue. And I thought it would be a bit more easier than it's going. And maybe I was too naive. Maybe probably I was too naive. So I need to accept that. But at the end, it is what it is. What I'm frustrated about is the club not really making a stance when it comes to play like Kostic and Rugani and etc. And rather accepting fate. That I'm extremely disappointed in, to be honest. That's my kind of issue. And people hit the like button because we only have 25 likes, which is not good enough. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, for the people who became a member, appreciate that. But reach out to me on any social media platform. Can also be the Bianconeri Zone, and I will add you in the WhatsApp group chat. And you can join the prediction league that's kicking off in about 2 weeks, so you can win the official jersey and other things. Yeah. Let me read out a couple of comments, then we'll move on. Do you think Juntri will find a new job? Probably. I mean, we never thought Paratici would, or some, and he found a job. Got banned and is rehired by Tottenham basically again. So yeah, he will find another job. Nico isn't good, but still miles ahead of Sancho. Well, this version
That's
of
crazy.
Nico, I disagree with, Eddie. This version of Nico, yeah, I don't think Sancho is a fantastic player at this moment in time, but this
He
version
fell
of
over the
Nico,
ball yesterday. Oh
yeah,
my god.
I was going to say, like Colt Myers, he tripped over his own feet. Like
Oh,
it's really bad. It's bad. Comoli has to clean up after 5 or 6 of absolute disaster management. Blame Agnelli, Arrivabene, Pratici, Giuntoli, and all and all these fools. He inherited a sinking ship. Just joined the stream. Thoughts on only making one signing with a month of the Mercato left. Extremely disappointing.
yeah.
What happened to Elkan injecting capital game in the team? He did that. That got announced, but
15 mil
didn't.
or
Yeah, but people like when he injects money, it's not to take that money and spend it on transfer. So like,
yeah.
if it was that easy, yeah, it's not that easy. And then again, even if he did, we'll probably mess it about.
We need that money usually to balance things in the books.
Yeah.
The books. Indeed.
Miretti was on the thumbnail, so here's a question, and we're gonna talk about that. Do we really need a winger? The hipster in me will bet on Miretti and Atsic as Yildiz and Chico's backup. Sign Kolmani up top, get Yulman to rotate with Cope, Loka, and Thuram in the middle, then sign a defender. So the thumbnail is very clear. I will start off with asking you guys about 3-4 questions, just yes or no. Do you think we're gonna win the Scudetto next season?
No.
No.
Okay. Do you think we're gonna win the Scudetto next season if we keep Miretti?
No.
No.
Do you think we're gonna win the Scudetto next season if we sell Miretti but keep McKenna?
No.
No.
Do you think we're gonna win it if we sell Miretti, keep McKenna, and Cope Miners?
No.
No.
Okay, so my point is, why? Not why, really, the club. Why plus Valenza? 50 mil, 20 mil, clean money. However, do you think we're gonna win the Scudetto if we sell Miretti, maybe sell McKenna, and sign Yulmand?
No.
No.
Okay, so my point is, and I like Yulmand, by the way.
Yeah.
And I agree. I don't think he's gonna be the difference maker because we need more. However, my point is like, why sell Miretti, get the plus Valenza, but reinvest that in a player like Yulmand, for example, and extend McKenna on 3.2 million euros. I don't know. And still not winning the title. Why not for once be like, you know what? McKenna, we're not going to give you the extension. Find a new team, which is not going to happen. The time is, there's not even a single rumor. So we'll find an agreement and we will extend McKenna. Pretty much, that's how I believe it. It's going to happen because, well, he's out of contract next season and there's no rumors about him leaving. But why wouldn't you do that? Miretti and Atsic, you're going to stay. McKenna, get out. You know, we're not going to do that deal. It's too much money, and actually you don't warrant that money. You're not a difference maker. So leave, and we're going to bank the hopes, or we're going to trust these two players, and let's see where we will end. Because my stance is, I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference over the course of a season. Like, I don't think if you keep McKenna, you're falling out of the top 4. Or like you're not getting top 4 because you moved out McKenna, for example. I don't think that's going to be the reason. You're making top 4, yes or no. That's how I'm looking at it. So why wouldn't you keep these players instead of throwing the money away? And maybe at the end of the season, you're like, you know what? Actually, it worked out. And we found gems. They can actually do a very good job. And you save that money. And the other way is that they flopped, but you didn't lose that money, but you still got top 4 because they were decent enough. Like McKenna and all the other players were decent enough to drag you over the line. But at least you have that money. They play more minutes. They have some more value. You move them on. You have that money, and you finally address the biggest issues. That's how I'm looking, because I'm not going to judge Miretti on a compilation of a preseason game, by the way. However, he's a player. He wants the ball. Like, he just wants the ball. He wants to make things happen. Atsic, same thing. Players, they want to make things happen. It's as simple as that. When I watch McKenna, he doesn't want to make things happen. He just wants to get the ball, get rid of it, and that's about it. Like, why would we not take that shot? That's the question. Why do you think the club is scared to take that shot at this moment in time? Is it purely about 50 million from Napoli, clean money?
So, guys, I like Miretti. I liked him more than Fagioli from the get-go. And yeah, I don't know. I truly hope that McKenna will not be renewed, and unless something changed. As far as I understand, it's stalling, and no one is actually working on it. And also, after seeing the Wea deal, I hope that Miretti will not get sold for anything less than like 20 mil, and because he's playing in an actual position that we need, and Bangula was playing on the wing, and we didn't need wingers, so we just got rid of him, and money didn't really matter. That was only one offer, and it was clean money. So yeah, I would keep Miretti, and I also agree with that comment that is on the screen right now, because I would rather spend the money that we would spend on Sancho or another attacking midfielder on defense, because we desperately need a defender. And then Miretti, I would keep Miretti, and I think he has a place in this team. He can play on the midfield. He can play behind the strikers. So yeah, I truly hope we keep him, and that would be the good thing to do.
Yeah, obviously, Miretti also has a lot of upside. So, as Ale said, like if it doesn't work out with him and he just has more experience, and that ups his value naturally, and we could just sell him off for higher than 10, 15 million. Because selling him to 10 million to Napoli, especially, would just be like, I don't know, a punch in the balls a bit. So, yeah, I'm not in favor of that. So, I'd rather keep him. Thing is with McKenna, it feels like the club have been trying to push him out for the last 3-ish summers, and every time he stays, like that just tells you everything. Like, he just has to go, man.
That goes back to players like, for example, Rugani. Like, we tried to move them out.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, it's because it's easy to move them out." No, we try to move them out because the club doesn't think he's good enough. Like, the club is not like move out on loan, get better. He's 30 plus years old. Like, he's not a youngster. Like, we're moving him, trying to move them out every single season because it's not good enough. That's why we're trying to move out these players, not because it's easy. It's not easy because these players keep getting bad because they're not good enough. And the teams who loan them are like, we're not buying you. So it's not easy. There's a reason these players keep coming back, like a very good reason. And Rugani is on 1.5 million. He's not on shitloads of money. And even then, teams are like, no, not doing it. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody said keep Miretti because you can sell even more. You can get more out of him than in 2-3 years. Expectations, we'll talk about that at the end of this transfer window. Top 4 won't be easy next season with Milan, Roma in it. I agree, because McKenna doesn't have offers and they want to make money. Well, you're going to lose out on money because he's out of contract, but I can see the point. In my opinion, now we're at the same level of teams like Lazio, Fiorentina, and Bologna. Maybe Roma's better than ours. Right now, I think Roma are going to be better than us, to be honest. Laporte could do, but we're not even we're not signing a center back. I made my peace with it in terms of that's it's insane, but that's about it, And I agree we have too many players, but I don't see reports where the club's like, okay, you guys need to leave. They're not forcing anyone to leave, so that is also, in my opinion, telling, because they force out certain players. They're not doing that with other players at the back, so they're perfectly comfortable with the situation at the back, in my opinion, which is unbelievably insane. When Chiellini came out and said, man, if we were a bit more lucky against Real Madrid, I'm like, the difference was quality. Like, that second half, we got absolute peppered. Like, they were bringing in insane talent, and we were bringing in Kostic to replace an injured Kelly and stuff like that. I'm like, If you think it's about luck after watching that game, then oh boy, like it's not luck, it's pure talent, quality. And that's not even the best of Real Madrid sides in the last, I don't know, 15 years. Maybe the squad, but like as a team, they're not even the best. But Chile could be good, better than Kelly. Yeah, it's not difficult. But Chile is also bad. Like he's not good. Um, but yeah, so the question is, Miretti. Do you think we're gonna sell Miretti? Do you think it's going to happen? Napoli. Let's say Napoli come in tomorrow and they're like, here we go, 50 mil. Do you think we will sell?
I think 15 plus bonus. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the club would sell him for anything like in the range of 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Unfortunate as it is, yeah.
Although
Then
we
he's
don't
gone.
know, because maybe Komoli is playing with everyone. I don't know.
I don't
clean
think so.
money.
When it
I
comes- it's clean
think
money.
he's gone if Napoli bring up the money. So
I mean, then he's gone because Napoli will reach that fee. They will put that on the table.
I don't know. Like I've kind of like a few weeks ago, I kind of accepted that he would just go to Napoli. You know, when I saw the other week, he's gonna stay and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. But then I saw more reports that that Juve are still open for a sale. So I was just like, yeah, just negotiation tactic, probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone in my opinion. Atsic will leave on loan as well. And again, these are not the players that are going to win us the league. I'm not saying that, but I'm just like, we're keeping the players who are also not winning the league and probably reinvest that money not that in a smart way. You know, that's my biggest fear and my biggest issue with the entire situation. Some saying I also feel our market will explode after the German retiro. Once the evaluation period gets over, all the debt will be forced to find new homes. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, you're very optimistic, so we're not doing
Yeah.
like Tudor need even more time to see these players. I mean, I hope you're right. Actually, no, because the season is kicking off, and then we're gonna do our business. I mean, if Tudor still has no clue that he has a lot of deadwood, then he's the deadwood as well. Like, if he still needs time to see if certain players are good enough, I'm sorry. Should we give Dusan Vlahovic to Milan, get a couple of the youngsters? No, I just want the money.
You should get money. Yeah.
Somebody's saying for Tia, is that a good swap? I made a video about it for tomorrow, so I'm just gonna say it's more deadwood adding to the team. I'm sorry. Like, we need money. If they want our player, pay the money. We're not asking 50 million euros. We're asking the bare minimum. So pay that. I don't want any players. I want Benacer. I don't want Tia. I don't want absolutely no of those players. They're offering these players for a reason, by the way. Like, let that sink in. And it's coming from a team that's worse than us. Like, what are you expecting? They were not offering you Rangers or like anything like that. They're offering you players. They just want to move out and try to move out, like Benacer. All I'm saying, it's better that either works here we go in the next few days, or I ain't watching anything this year. But you can get it here we go by the Chile. So I'm not sure if you're gonna watch them. I don't understand why Miretti will go to Napoli. He's not going to get playing time on that stacked midfield compared to staying with us. But I mean, I think he wants to stay with us. But I think he also knows, well, the club is not really willing to keep me. So why would I stay? Like, at the end of the day, it's his career, and Conte rates him. So I mean, it's up to him. Like, if he feels I'm not going to play here, then what's the point staying, knowing that the club is willing to move him on? Like, what is the fundament of this team over the past 5 years? Luka, Koop, Vlahovic, Bremer, Yildiz. What are we building around? Well, some would say a lot of these players are not the fundament at all. So even yesterday, people were complaining about Locatelli again. So what would be your top 3 new players you guys would like you to sign this window?
Realistic?
Yeah, probably realistic. Otherwise, strange question.
Realistic.
Okay, so I go first. I want Vega. I want Vega so bad. Renato Vega. I want that boy back at the team, honestly. And I think it's realistic as well. And I think we're gonna try later on. The price will go down. No one wants him really. Like Atletico and Bayern was like, but they weren't sure. So there is nothing concrete. I think the price will be around 20 mil, and for 20 mil, that player is really good. I want someone a defensive, like a good midfielder that can defend. Because Tudor wants, so I want. If Tudor wants, I want. So we can get better. And Hjolmund, let's say, he can be good. And we need. I feel like we need someone on the like. So Joao Mario doesn't have to start. Someone better than him on as a wing back. But I don't have any name in my head right now. So yeah, I think if we sign these two players, I would be happy.
I'll be realistic and a bit boring as well. Ideally, a second striker, backup striker, defensive six, and a center back. So, based off of the rumors and being realistic, Kolomwani at a reasonable price, Yulmand at a reasonable price, and Leone, I'll say.
Okay. I mean, probably Kolomani because we have no other options. But I agree, not at 60 mil. I think that. I don't think he's worth 60 million. It's way too much. At the back, I need a starter. I don't think Leone is ready to start.
When I say Leone, I mean with the formula of sending him to Parma.
Okay, fair. But I need somebody to come in now. It's a lot. Like, what about now as well? So I need a starter, and if it's a quick fix, you bring in Laporte. Because again, if he starts, he's your best center back, obviously, besides Rimmer, like by a country mile. I don't even think Laporte is unbelievable, but what we have is that bad, in my opinion. That pure defensively. So I would that because I'm actually scared for the upcoming season. And then the midfield, it depends who's going to leave. I'm not sure who's going to leave. I mean, I don't know. Probably defensive midfielder. I have no idea. I was watching the game yesterday and I was like, coal miners, he's not going to play Thuram or Locatelli out of that team. Impossible. And for the number 10 position, also impossible. So I don't even know where coal miners is going to play. And he's still around the team. I think if he wants to play a bit higher up the pitch, like he's miles behind Thuram and Locatelli at this moment in time, let alone playing the number 10 position, So I don't know who's going to leave. It depends. But in an ideal world, I will sign obviously a striker and actually two defenders rather than a midfielder at this moment in time. I'm more fearful about that backline more than anything, So I don't know. That's but realistically speaking, I think Laporte could be realistic and Vega, if you like you said, Norbert. But a lot of players need to leave, so that's what makes it unrealistic rather than signing any of these players.
Yeah, and apparently we are Nico Gonzalez is for 20 mil. We he can leave. That's insane to me because that means we're losing a lot of money. Yeah, I don't believe it.
That's a huge block. Wow.
I mean, the news is coming from Di Marzio, and it's linked to Lookman. Like, he's not leaving we're not selling Nico Gonzalez for 20 million. It's impossible.
That's what, 10 million that we're losing at least, something like that.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about, but we need fullbacks, wingbacks. Otherwise, Lord Kostic seems certain to start on the left. Yeah, but I mean, I kind of made my peace with that as well.
Especially with Cambiaso's injury record last season. If it comes back,
my God.
Even Cambiaso yesterday, he did things where I was like, wow, and then he did things where I was like, oh man, like again,
that's a classic Cambiaso.
Like, he was doing some unbelievable stuff where I was like, wow, and then 5 minutes later, I was like, damn, like, how did that happen again? Yeah. As someone who has seen Koop since the Belgium league days, he played in the Dutch league. What has gone wrong with him at Juve? How could he fall off so bad? This is shocking. I have no idea. Like, he was tripping over his own feet yesterday. Like, I cannot, like, we can talk about it's Atalanta. It's not Atalanta. Like, he's tripping over his own feet. Like, he cannot even control a ball. Like, that's nothing to do with Atalanta. That's just him at this moment in time. It's really shocking. One glaring problem on this squad is we have nobody who takes set pieces well. Yeah, that's bad as well. like everybody gave it a go, and it got worse. Like, Yildiz cannot take them, Koopmeiners cannot take them. Like, Locatelli, I've seen him. Nobody can take a set piece, which is crazy because we have good players who can do something with a set piece. Rugani, Fisarz, Gatti, Bremer. I mean, and you're not taking any advantage of that that's.
Yeah, but
That's an issue. But again, I think that's
crazy.
something you can train him on, in my opinion.
But Yildiz was good at 1 level down or 2 levels down 2 years ago, and also Adzic was good last year, and I just don't get it. Yeah.
I think you can train on that as well, like movement in and around the box. But if most of the times we don't even get past the first defender, like.
Very frustrating. Like, I'm trying to think of the amount of set pieces we scored yesterday, and I can only remember like very few.
I can remember set pieces we scored 2-3 seasons ago.
I just remember Coop's free kick against Cagliari in the cup.
Oh, but I think he's talking about set pieces like crosses and stuff like that.
No,
Not direct.
Yeah.
I'm sure we scored the corner, but I just can't remember.
No.
What was you know?
And people keep pushing the like buttons. We're almost at 50. So that's good. I saw the Reggiana game. David seemed out of shape to me. We're going nowhere with him as our main striker. The bag Colo, and we're in big trouble. He was a bit slow, but I think people think he's out of shape because that's who he's built. I don't know how many games people watch of Jonathan David. I watch him in the Belgium League, a couple of Lille. He's built like a brick wall. Like, and I know a lot of people will not like it. And look at even a lot of the goals he scores. A lot of times he gives the ball an extra touch to position himself in a better way. Because even yesterday he had some moments where like that's a clean shot, but he needed to I don't know how to like reposition himself to get the best out of it. That's who he is as a player. Maybe he's a bit slower because it's preseason and that's normal. But if you're talking about his body shape, like how he's built, that's how he is. That's who he is. So you're gonna need to deal with that. I don't think he's gonna change, and lose muscle or something. That's just who he is.
Yeah, which is a different type of striker to Colomani. Colomani always struck me as someone like silky-ish smooth, So
yeah,
like I feel like if we get Colomani, him and Jonathan David would be a nice pairing. Like that's something I was genuinely excited to see if we signed Colomani.
But he said main striker. I think everybody agrees he shouldn't be a main striker.
Yeah,
even if Colomani in, we don't have a main striker. Or like when I say main striker, I think like 30 goals a season.
No.
They're gonna spread it out.
Yeah, like that's why I was saying like him and Colomani together would be nice because I feel like both would get like around 15-ish a season, which is cool. So
Because like main strikers, like for me, main strikers like Haaland and Isaac and Yuka, like those are right, like Lewandowski. But look at Liverpool; they play without a main striker, and I'm not including Nunez in it. Like, and they spread out the goals. Obviously it's not to that level, but I don't think Colomani is a main striker, nor do I think David is a main striker. I think they will, and the way David played yesterday, it's obvious how we're going to use him as well. Like he can hold up the play, he can link it up well. Yes, finishing like the first one was a ridiculous save, and then he had 2 chances which probably he should be putting away, in my opinion, at least one of them. But again, it's preseason. He scores goals, like he knows how to score goals. Obviously, he's not going to score 30 goals and Colomani 30. If they get 15 and 15, like I'll be over the moon in the league. If each of them get 15 in the league, I'll be over the moon.
Having 2 players on double digits for like the first time and I don't know how long. So.
or like in total 30 goals. Like,
but we expect Yildiz to score like 10 as well, at least, no?
Yeah, like I'm expecting more goals from
Yeah.
everyone. I'm expecting more goals from Conceição, Yildiz, like all of them. I'm expecting that. So I
10
think,
each.
yeah, I think the club went into that direction. I don't have an issue with that, by the way, because a main striker means you need to have one of the best in the world. And we thought we had that with Vlahovic at the time we bought him. It failed. Doesn't mean it's always going to fail. But who's out there? Are you going to pay 75 for Sesko? No, you're not going to do that. Gyokeres is gone. Like, there are not many. Are you going to pay 150 million for Isak, which is unbelievable,
Crazy.
insane? I cannot believe it, but good for Newcastle. We're not going to do that, so you need to go into that direction. I think you have no choice. Milik and Vlahovic are amazing free kick takers, by the way. The record is unbelievable. We shouldn't bring in coward players. Most of the players in the squad are just scared. I know he's built like that, but still, I didn't like what I saw. I mean, that's your opinion, obviously, but it's preseason. I'm talking about like performance-wise, it was good in my opinion. The link-up play, the movement in the box, obviously the finishing part was the issue, but all the rest I thought was good. That's just my opinion. Again, it's preseason, and he's a new player, so whatever.
Luka will
will have
never
more
score.
goals.
No,
That's
no.
crazy.
No. Luka's like he's not gonna start many games for Napoli. Like he's maybe like
If
He
he's going to
scores
start
6.
many games, he
like
will.
it's probably 6 to 10-ish goals.
If he's going to start a lot of games, he will, because I think Napoli are just going to score more goals than us. It's
Yeah,
going
but
to happen
Luka
by
for
default.
35 is insane.
Yeah, I'm not a
How
big
much they
Luka fan,
paid?
but he will get goals because I think Napoli will create a lot. So, but
Yeah,
again,
especially with Bruyne.
he can have
It's cross.
somebody else up top. They will have goals. That's how I'm looking at it. For us, I think up top they're gonna need to work it out because I don't think there's a lot of support. Because Thuram and Locatelli, I'm okay with it, but they're not creators. Like they're not gonna create you stuff. So up top, they're gonna need to figure it out on their own a lot of the times. Whereas to Napoli, it's more about what's behind these players. Is it like Lukaku, like 14 goals last season in the league, 12 goals, whatever? It's not that he hit insane numbers, but it's what behind it is more important. And I don't think with us, I don't think that's the case. Like they have De Bruyne behind them as well. We don't have that. McTominay had like plus 10 goals, another like that, something like that. So is Araujo still likely? Is Araujo still likely, or like are we fine with the back line? He shouldn't be an option at all because he's injury prone and he costs a lot of money and he's not worth a penny. Like anything of that money.
The time we linked him in January were dark days.
Yeah.
50 million,
That's insane. Eddie's a big fan of Luka. I don't. We all know that. Since a while, I don't like Luka. That's just my opinion. It's against Reggiani. I'm not going to judge his link-up play. I might be able to play 1 or 2 against Reggiani. Yeah, but you're not judging his mid. I mean, if you're not judging his link-up play, then you shouldn't judge anything, because like you're still judging
Part of his game.
Yeah, you didn't like what you see, but what you didn't like what you see is still against Reggiana. So you cannot say I'm going to refuse to. I'm ignoring that, but I'm going to talk about that. Like it's against Reggiana, so you're going to talk about everything or nothing. That's how I'm looking at it. And his link-up play was good. His finishing was poor, but his positioning, his movement, it was all good. Yes, against Reggiana, good or bad, it's against Reggiana.
He gave an assist as well,
and it was a good link-up play. But again, it's against otherwise we shouldn't be talking about the bad stuff as well, or the good stuff because it's against Reggiana or it's a preseason game. So if you talk about something, you need to talk about everything, the good or the bad. Otherwise, it's just like it's completely pointless to even watch the games and talk about it. And it's just a fitness test. And turn on the recap on YouTube of the training sessions they put out every single day, and and we do that. I'm judging him for scoring, especially against Serie.
Next week.
Sorry?
If you want to judge based on the quality of the opponent in a friendly, well, next week is the chance.
Yeah. You said I judge him for scoring, especially against terrible teams. Fair, but your first comment was he seems out of shape. So that had nothing to do with scoring. That had to do with, his fitness level, I guess. Everyone looked out of shape. Like a lot of players looked out of shape. At one point in minute 60, they were all like a lot of players were absolutely done. Even the players who came on. And apparently they train before the game as well, whatever. So fitness-wise, it was never going to be top. I'm just looking at small things when it comes to new players as well. Still need to integrate. So I don't. Yeah, and again, he can have a bad season, he can have a good season, but that goes for everyone. Like that, Yildiz can have a terrible season. Thuram can have an absolute shit season, and what we saw last season was just an anomaly. Especially the second part. We don't know. I have no idea. But we will see. I hope he does well, Jonathan David. I hope anyone does well. I hope Gatti plays lights out and whatever. But I really don't understand the Napoli hype. This team's actually bang average. Yeah, but I agree. But they won the league, being worse than bang average. They won the league. My stance on it is they're signing a lot of players, but the moment Conte leaves, they will have issue moving on these players. Because Conte can make it work with very bad players, and he proved that because he won the league last season. But I'm not gonna, some of the players they're signing, I'm like, people are like, oh, look at Mana, he's spending. Yeah, they have the money and they're overpaying as well, so good for them. If you have the money, it's easier to sign players. It's as simple as that. I don't think Luka's worth that money. I don't think Noah Long was worth that money. Actually, the Noah Long thing is a better deal than the Luka deal. I will give him that. But some of the players are signing to just overspending because they have a lot of money and good for them. Like that's the market. You do what you have to do. I will keep Miretti over Weston for sure. My point is we better get a main striker and that's it. Yeah, but Colomani's not as one as well. And if you get a main striker, you're not playing Jonathan David.
It's between
unless Alex thinks Colomani is a main striker, then that's fair, But I don't think he's a main striker as well. So
I think it would be a really good pairing, meaning that whoever Tudor feels better for that specific game plays, and that's it. And they and they switch it up. But we are not gonna sign another striker that is like main striker.
Yeah. So let's see. We need defenders. Watching Kelly's European. Imagine Diallo. Oh my God, Diallo was bad. He was absolutely awful. Came in and looked better than Cat. Ooh. I thought Diallo looked absolutely. He looked bad. He looked really bad, and he's just bad. People he cannot. He's not good. I thought Kelly was bad as well, by the way. But Diallo, oh my God, that's a player. I cannot believe he's still at the club. Cannot believe it. Give him away for free. It's horrible. He's actually horrible. It's like a ticking time bomb every time he touches the ball. Well, really bad.
We can get away, give him away for free, basically. So that's good.
Yeah, I mean he needs to be moved out on a permanent. I don't want to see him come back every single season, preseason. Ciao, how much do you think you will sell Vlahovic to Milan? How much do you want for Vlahovic to go? Around 20 million. That's the money we want. You're muted, Norbert.
Oh, sorry. So 20 million is what he's in the books with. So should be 20, no less.
Yeah. Okay, people, we're gonna wrap this one up because I need to go back to work after 3 weeks. I'm probably gonna need some sleep to get used to it. Life is back to reality. And let's see what the club will do tomorrow, or what news comes out tomorrow. But it will probably all depend on movement. Maybe other news that will set us up for disappointment. Maybe Sancho accepts Dortmund or he goes to Dortmund. That is out of the window, and maybe Nottingham Forest finally makes an offer for Douglas Luiz because there's no offer still, and maybe Napoli come with more money. And we move on Miretti and things start to move. Let's see. I would say people are saying 12 to 15 for Vlahovic. I would say Dusan will go for 15. That's taking a hit. I don't think Comoli. I will be absolutely surprised if Comoli, because 20 million is not a lot of money. Now, let's be completely honest. So I will be shocked if he takes a hit on Vlahovic when it's not about 60 million, it's 20 million, But let's see, maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic, which people told me to do. So here we go.
I'm telling you right now, it's better to leave him for free next year than to sell him for anything less than 20 this year, because we're not losing money if he's going for free next year. The way I see it.
I mean, the problem will be more in the squad. Like, that would be the biggest issue rather than the money part. That's how I'm looking at it. Or like, I think that's how the club is looking at it at this moment in time. It's more of a squad thing because they came out and basically said, we told them he can leave. So that's already like, he's your number 9, quote unquote. That looks strange. Where it's like, oh, you can stay right now. I don't think he wants to stay at this moment in time as well. But yeah, let's see. Anyways, people, hit the like button on your way out, or if you're rewatching it, subscribe to the channel as well. Season is getting closer and closer. Our next preseason game is, I've actually no idea. Is it Sunday?
Dortmund Sunday.
Sunday, 6 o'clock, right? It's 6 o'clock, huh?
Like that, yeah.
So 6 o'clock, we'll see what's going to happen during that game. They will have maybe a better, idea of what's going to happen next season. But yeah, people, that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.